Hey. It's me, your little libertarian angel, here to spit facts that everyone around you is probably thinking, but just too scared to say. Ethan Klein is largely considered to be an OG in the YouTube space. In the past, he's been championed for his efforts for free speech and fair use on the platform, and overall, he has always been a beloved and adored creator. What has happened to Ethan Klein is what happens when you base your entire personality around being a leftist. For someone who used to make frequent appearances with people like iDubbbz, it's a little bit confusing to tune into an H3 stream these days. You'll often find Ethan incessantly complaining, calling for deplatforming, canceling anybody that isn't on the left, and really just anyone that Ethan doesn't like, which is just quite ironic considering that Ethan used to be against all of that. It's genuinely hard to determine if Ethan is just pandering or if he actually subscribes to his woke mentality. But I think it's safe to say at this point, now that he's brought on Hassan as a co-host on one of his podcast segments, I think he actually believes it. Also, considering Ethan seems to be the most miserable human being on the planet, I'd venture to say that he's a liberal. I think Ethan Klein is the perfect example of a hateful, intolerant, miserable, lived out person. I mean, you seriously have to wonder, for somebody who has literally everything they could ever want, why is he so mad? This man is happily married. He has 2 kids. He lives in a beautiful home. He makes bread. He gets to do what he loves every day. Why the hell is Ethan Klein so miserable? And it shows in his podcast. I genuinely don't understand how anybody watches his podcast. What are you watching? Because to me, it's just like dead air for like 3 hours, 5 times a day. Ethan's streams at this point are basically just him complaining about the same 5 things over and over again, offering zero insightful commentary, and literally just sinking further and further and further and further into the chair. That's the most interesting thing you'll get to watch. The entire podcast is how far can Ethan sink into the chair? It's just genuinely one of the most boring podcasts I've ever seen, and I don't understand how he has an audience at this point. Like, what are you guys watching? What are you watching? How is this entertaining to you? And more recently, Ethan has gotten himself into some hot water, I would say. He's received a lot of channel bans on his YouTube. He got banned off of Twitter for impersonating Elon Musk on both his and his wife's Twitter account. And his wife's Twitter account, Ela Klein, she actually uses that to promote her business. Ethan's made a lot of people upset with insensitive comments, often with calls to action regarding the NRA, Ben Shapiro, and some other stuff. And what Ethan fails to understand about the strikes and the bans and the suspensions is he likes to blame the conservatives for all of this, but that's not the issue. The issue is that Ethan has cultivated this really left audience, and he should know that they don't take lightly to jokes. In fact, the left doesn't like jokes because the left doesn't like fun. So why is it surprising then that when you say some out-of-pocket shit that your whole audience is not happy about it? It just feels very disingenuous to me, and it just further proves that he's basically just a man-child having a big tantrum. I got kicked off Twitter and I'm mad. I'm gonna blame the conservatives. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So you said some messed up stuff, got yourself banned off of all of these platforms, put honestly your livelihood at risk, everyone who works for you, their livelihood at risk, but it's the conservatives' fault because you've said some out-of-pocket shit like a lot recently. One of the things that really gets me the most about Ethan is his like obsession with like mega rich people and just hating on them. He loves to hate on people like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and like come at them for their wealth. And it's very like cringe because it's like, Ethan, how out of touch are you? You're making a lot of money, dude, and everything that you're saying these multimillionaires and these mega billionaires should be doing, you could do yourself, but you don't. It's just giving, guys, I'm just like you. I'm one of you guys. See? Yeah, fuck the rich, eat the rich. It's just so cringe. It's like, you're rich. We are not the same. Ethan Klein's one of those guys that's like, Elon Musk could save world hunger with $6 billion. First off, world hunger is like a total myth. Second off, Ethan, why don't you help? Like, you have a ton of money too, bro. I just think Ethan Klein has become really out of touch with reality as he's become more successful. In conclusion, I think Ethan Klein just proves that no matter how successful you are, how rich you are, how respected you are, if you subscribe to the leftist mentality, you'll be miserable forever. So, anyways.